Are you a white girl that screams for diversity out of guilt? Can't enjoy anything unless you see yourself represented? Wokemon is a great way to show how totally not racist and sexist you really are. Everyone wants to be hired based on their gender or skin color. Now you can be the center of the universe. See yourself on screen. Be the star of your own fanfiction. Be the bestest ever by stealing valor worshipped by everyone.
I bypassed the hero's journey!
And executives, Wokemon is a great way to show how totally not racist and sexist you really are. And don't worry, if it doesn't work, you can always fail upwards. Wokemon, gotta represent them all.
Timber!
In short, in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, you are the very model of a modern major general.
Open your mind.
Coming this Christmas to the Hallmark Channel, Brie Larson had it all.
Get out! Get out of my space!
Except for one thing, true love. That is until she met him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
The magical horn. Touch it.
This Christmas,
Pick it up.
love has a new name.
I don't like this.
This isn't real, and I'm a business lady
you
now.
doing?
I'm gonna buy graph paper!
Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson star in
My wrist, stop watching. My neck is flossy. My big deposits, my gloss is popping.
Driving Miss Marvel. Only on Hallmark. Assuming she doesn't get overshadowed by a cat again.
We got a store.
What are they? Why are they? What do they mean? Are they harbingers of world change? These secrets in the fields. Are they harbingers of world change? These secrets in the fields, are they harbingers of world change? These secrets in the fields, the secrets in the fields.
Call me a killjoy, but I think that because this is not to my taste, no one else should be able to enjoy it. I'm all over that.
Hey Twitch streamers, have you ever considered identifying as a deer?
No, not
Well,
really.
before you decide to join Otocoilus virginiana, here's some important safety information. You live outdoors, no fancy indoor plumbing for you, no phones, no lights, no motor cars, not a single luxury. That means no fancy computers to actually stream on. It's not like you have thumbs to play video games anyway. Speaking of which, you don't have thumbs. You can't use cell phones, tie your shoelaces, or use the 3 seashells. Too bad. You have to fend for yourself and eat what you can find. No ordering pizza. Deer don't eat pizza. You now need to pay attention to when deer season is, but bad news, deer can't read.
It's coming right for us!
Wow, didn't know being a deer was so hard. So, you're glad you're a human. Stay that way. This has been a public service announcement in the interest of public safety, paid for by the committee to stop people from wanting to become deer.
You want to see my crank? Yeah, I don't show my white dragon to dudes. Yeah.
To give attention to what is near you is to become an expert on your environment. And who doesn't want to be an expert on something?
It's time for the Karen of the Week.
I was muted. Am I muted? There we go. I'm better. Now I gotta find where my thing is. All right. Better. Now you can hear me. Now you can hear me. So the mic wasn't on either. It's one of those streams where the green screen wasn't up, the mic wasn't. The crop circle guy. I want to shout out Pete from Creepy Little Book, who's the one who found that. He finds all the good ones. That, the I glued my balls to my butthole guy. He's the guy where the cool, obscure, music-y things come from. Because Lord knows I'm too lame and old for that anymore, except I got a few ones up my sleeve that I've been creating. I got cat hair on me, too. Speaking of sleeve, on my sleeve, that's the thing. They just do... There you go. Oh, holy Lord. The hand motions and no sound. I don't even know what I was saying. So Pete had that. Who else? We gotta shout out Rob for the voiceover-y stuff. He puts so much of that together. We're gonna do something for Willow, I think. We got something in the works. And what's the other thing? I can't remember. Probably another All My Beanies, at least. I got one that I'm like, it's on there, but I'm like, not so sure it's really related to anything. And then this one was bad timing, because I didn't upload it yesterday, because I'm dumb, so. Willow makes you depressed. Yeah, Willow's terrible. Willow's terrible. Oh, Willow. The Willow series, I get that a lot of that's probably true to the show, or the movie rather, but oh no. Oh, there's like a ton of Wednesday news. That's why I have a million Wednesday articles here. And what else do I got? Million Wednesday. Oh no. Men on Twitter, once again, have no idea what a Mary Sue actually is. Take it from us. The actual Mary Sues, for crying out loud. We got Mary Sue articles. We got a couple of New York Post ones. We need to talk about the conversion camps in Wednesday. Here's all our articles for today. This is a big one. This is one we're doing. This is the one. This is the big one. This is the big one we're doing. Flash, we're going to talk a little bit about that, maybe. This one... I started responding to Mary Sue stuff years ago, and I'm still responding to the Mary Crapping Sue. Years later, seems like I'm still responding to the Mary Crapping Sue. Let Wednesday be gay. Gay shipping in Wednesday. Gay shipping. People in the closet. Gay shipping. Harry and Meghan are faker than fake bullshit fake. Did she ever admit she was the one who questioned how dark her kids' skin were going to be? She's like, the discussion was had about how dark the baby's skin would be. Yeah, from you. You probably asked, is it going to be a problem if he's darker? Oh, the Queen probably said, no. In this day and age, no. In this day and age, dear, no. Only you would be caring what shade your child is. That's what I get. This shit. No. This is our first one. We're clipping this one too for posterity. Oh, for crying out loud. Rob might want to rant about this one too. Why does Phoebe Waller-Bridge keep getting work in anything? I am Mecca. I have an article that is so insulting. So insulting. Do I need the writing crop for this one? Maybe. You might need a headphone warning. You might need... I built this channel responding to these articles and yelling about them with the writing crop. And that's not going anywhere, despite all the funny little parody videos we've been doing. Despite all the gaming, these haven't gone anywhere. So please hit the subscribe. Definitely come back. I'm still here. I'm just doing more fun stuff so that I'm creating and helping to create, even though Rob does like 90% of those. And go subscribe to him too. He does about 90% of those little short trailer things. I'm just yelling at him to do this, do this, do this, do this. And you know who else is yelling, do this, do this, do this, do this? Phoebe Waller-Bridge and everything. Now she's going to ruin Doctor Who. Allegedly. This is all a part of a huge effort BBC bosses draft in Phoebe Waller-Bridge to help reboot Doctor Who and turn it into a super brand. Following the Fleabag creator's success with the smash hit No Time to Die. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? No Time to Die was not a smash hit. People didn't like that movie. They watched it out of obligation just to see James Bond die. And he would rather die and be blasted off a nuke that he could clearly have survived had it been any other Bond, just because he didn't want to be married with a wife and a child. Thank you, Mr. Bond. Please give me my eggs. I would like eggs instead of waffles, Mr. Bond. And he's like, you know what? I'd rather be dead than deal with this little bratty kid. It wasn't a smash hit. It ruined Bond as a franchise to where they're going to have to completely reboot it now because what are you going to do? Oh, we got to kill him off and then you got to reboot him. Whenever you put women in charge of things, it goes to crap. I'm a woman, I can say that. Especially specific women, like Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Don't put her in charge of anything, please. The women making Bond, don't put them in charge of anything either. Same thing with the women making Star Wars and anything in Lucasfilm. Indiana Jones, she's involved in that too. This is the new Brie Larson, isn't it? This is the new A.H. You know her. JD's ex, and they're back, and this is the new one that everybody's gotta get mad at, but this one actually is in their things, and she's actually writing the stuff and being annoying. That's the problem I see with this. BBC bosses are reportedly set to sign Phoebe Waller-Bridge to help reboot Doctor Who ahead of the new series. Why? According to The Sun, the Fleabag creator, 37 impressed producers after being drafted to help give James Bond's 2019 No Time to Die script a modern twist. It comes as the series will see Shooty McBooty, I don't know how to say his name, who's 30, take on the role of the famous Time Lord, this time as a gay black doctor, and his budget swelling to $10 million per episode thanks to a deal with Disney+. So they're already going to ruin it with that. So if they're going to bring in her, are they going to not then bring in her for the Indiana Jones one? Or is this a red herring where everybody's like, no, don't put her in Doctor Who? She's the new, what is on her head? Is that a photo thing or is that actually on her head? I don't know. Is that a photo flaw? This is the new Kathleen Kennedy that's gonna be the one that gets everybody angered and triggered because she's in it and has something to do with it. This is the new algorithm bait. And now we got Disney investing in Doctor Who. What the crap is Disney? We already know Disney's doubling and tripling and quadrupling down on their messagey stuff. Which is basically, in my opinion, no different than having holier than thou religious messages and things. It's all ideological BS. It's all wokier than thou, holier than thou. No different from one or other, in my opinion. An insider told the publication, this is all part of a huge effort to deliver a huge reboot of Doctor Who and turn it into a global super brand on par with Stars and Marvel. Where have we seen this fail before? Star Trek. I'm looking at you. You're a niche of a niche and you know it. So, same thing. Same thing with Doctor Who. Doctor Who might be a little bit more marketable in the broader spectrum. Maybe. Just because it does have a slightly younger audience and it does have that much name recognition, is a British heritage. Ooh, but no, it's still a niche of a niche of a niche. I mean, even people like me, I prefer the old Doctor Who. With the cardboard sets and the little Daleks that you can just push over. I like the kind of cheap, I hate calling it cheap, the lower budget isms of it. A little bit more than the high-tech modern day stuff. Disney. See the word modern, I get flashbacks to Nam. And I didn't even serve in Nam. Modern, this is just a signal. It's a dog whistle to say a modern reimagining for modern day audiences. Modern day audiences are awful, though. Modern day audiences are sitting there on TikTok. They have an attention span of about 5 seconds. And they care more about the buzzwords and stuff. They're not actually consuming this stuff. And trying to turn these brands that are niches of niches into these global brands is never going to happen. Especially when you have a smaller viewing audience for Doctor Who than we've had in, 30 years? Is that about the time frame? They dipped into the Sylvester McCoy era stuff, right? Aren't you a living stereotype of the message? Am I? Emphasize. Possibly. Well, see, the message is, though, that everybody who thinks and acts a certain way is a certain thing. Like, people will think, because I don't like the woke stuff, that I'm automatically conservative, right-wing, whatever, and that's, there's nothing wrong with that if you are. Nothing wrong with that if you are. However, I am certainly not right-leaning enough to be. And I think that's how they're kind of filtering into. They're trying to place people on the either-or teams. They're trying to make everything into this black and white, separated, filtered world. And I don't think there is as much of that as they, like the marketing and the branding. I want my $2! And I still don't know why it goes in twice. But it does, so. But I could be a living stereotype of whatever message they want me to be, I guess. Phoebe was reportedly brought in as a scriptwriter for 007's final outing to ensure the blockbuster was appropriate for the quote-unquote Me Too era, and included a fully rounded female characters. She put Anna de Armas in there, who looked like a 12-year-old playing dress up in mommy's dress. It was way too big for her. And she was slinging around a gun, and now I'm worried about the John Wick spinoff, the ballerina that she's starring in. Because she's very talented, she's gorgeous, she looks too youthful and sweet and innocent and baby-facey to be a threat, I think, unless that's what they're going for. The cute little, bleh. Daniel Craig gushed about her talents, telling Vanity Fair, yeah, well, you have to, or else you'll get me too'd. She's just brilliant. I had my eye on her ever since the first Fleabag TV series, and then I saw Killing Eve. And what she did, and I just wanted her voice. With Russell T Davies returning as showrunner, it's also set to get a record-breaking budget after BBC signed an exciting new deal with Disney Plus, according to reports. Sources told Broadcast Magazine the budget is set to increase from $1.3 million per episode to a staggering $10 million per installment. Why? Why do we need to spend £10 million? And this is pounds. This isn't even dollars. Why? Star Trek Discovery was, $9 million an episode. And that was dog shit. That was just dog shit in a pretty packaging, right? So 10 million pounds is what, like 14 million. The reported budget would break BBC records. Oh, here we go. One source is ramping up production values and investment from Disney Plus, and it helped to find shows success in the U.S. Well, people can watch it in the U.S. The problem was the wokier than thou messaging, the Doctor Who bad era, the combination of Lady Wham and Doctor, Christian Balls, just the combination of all of it, in my opinion. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place will be better. I'd rather watch that. That was a better show than Lady Wham and Doctor Who. This is bringing sexy into Doctor Who, when 90% of the audience are children. It's for the kids, the sexier Doctor Who. The sexier, gayer Doctor Who with trans Black Rose Tyler. For the kids. Disney Plus is set to become the new global home for the Doctor Who episodes from late 2023 premiere on both BBC and the streaming service. Russell T Davies said of the collaboration, "I love this show and it's the best of both worlds. With a vision of joy of BBC and Disney Plus together, we can launch the TARDIS all around the planet." grooming a new generations of fans while keeping our traditional home firmly in the BBC. As reports of more money being laundered allegedly into the show, the BBC have already secured huge names for its big 60th anniversary, including Neil Patrick Harris. Yeah, we saw. He's the greatest enemy the Doctor has ever faced. Do we care what the special's gonna be? Her final episode only pulled in 3.6 million average viewers, with a peak of 4 million. According to overnight ratings, her last hurrah as the Time Lord proved more popular than the New Year's special, which racked up 3.2 million. But her views kept going down and down and down, and I've been covering that since when, since she began. Are they going to get people to come back to this? I don't know. I'll probably check it out because I do YouTube, but for crying out loud, I'm not seeing a lot of people actually excited for this. We see a lot of bot activity. We see a lot of garbage on Twitter about this, but we don't see actual people who actually care about this. You see the buzzword people on both sides of the aisle. But do people actually care? I mean, I don't care about what's going on in the show. Millie Gibson is revealed as the Doctor's new companion. And they're filming already. I saw that she moved to Cardiff. We're not doxing, I promise. So, Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the new algorithm bait for everything. In my opinion, I am Mecca. I'm going back to my live chat. Don't you go anywhere. So that's what's going on there. What else do I got? James Mangold. I did a video on that. James Man Baby. Somebody got mad at me for him. Like, what did you ever create? Do you think Hollywood's letting me anywhere near anything? To create anything? That wasn't the goal. The goal was to do video game stuff, and then movies and TV became crap. And that's how it progressed, didn't it? This one. Once again, I have to correct my arch nemesis. I am Mecca. Please subscribe to this channel if you have not. Hit the notifications. I do stuff every single day on this channel, including yelling about the Mary Sue and Mary Sues in general, like Mary Ray Sue Palpatine. Oh yeah, I said it. The bigger argument that's been going around lately is somebody on the internet has said, just face it, she's a Skywalker, and I don't want to hear any more of it. No, she's not. She appropriated the name after being in a very disturbing and toxic relationship with Kylo Ren. Remember, he pulled a necklace off of her and made it shatter or something. He did something very much that crossed the line as to her even, like, being with the guy. So, men on Twitter, once again, have no idea what a Mary Sue actually is. Take it from us, the actual Mary Sues. 91 comments. They got 91 comments on this. This is another algorithm bait article, because then people like me have to yell about it. 91 people comment on it. Please comment on this video. Tell me why you think I'm an SJW because my hair is red. Tell me why you think I'm a leftist because I don't make videos about Think of the Children. And tell me why you think I'm too far right-wing because I disagree with the Mary Sue. Don't care. Don't really care at this point. I'm not here... I'm not here to drop my riding crop and be a laughing stock. I'm here to yell about these people. But laugh if you... I don't care anymore. Jesus Christ, are we really having this discussion again? Yes, because all you guys do is neener. Twitter exploded last night because a self-proclaimed professional ghostwriter, Joshua Lissy, tweeted an extremely long thread bemoaning the state of film and television storytelling because of what he considered to be a preponderance of Mary Sue's. His initial tweet began like this. Ray, Galadriel, Captain Marvel, Bo Peep, why are modern female heroes so unlikable? And what does that mean for us professional writers? It all starts with Mary Sue's. Is this one of our guys? Am I mocking somebody that I shouldn't be mocking? Let me guess, he probably follows me. Oh, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. It's this guy. That's how she's writing it. That's how she's writing it, not how I'm saying it. I'll digress. I'm not paying attention to what I'm reading. Oh, it's one of those streams. Drink them if you got them. It's just Mountain Dew. It's okay. Why are modern female heroes so unlikable? What does that mean for us professional writers? It all starts with Mary Sue. They're unlikable. They're unlikable. Because you can't give these characters any flaws that aren't degeneracy, quote unquote, according to some. And I mean, look at She-Hulk. Her whole story arc was she sleeps around. It wasn't even a story arc. That was her whole character. She was a hoe. Galadriel is a B. Captain Marvel's a B. I don't know anything about Bo Peep because I don't know what the crap that one's in. Ray steals people's stuff, didn't get trained enough, can do everything automatically, instantly. Same thing with She-Hulk, too. I mean, she could do everything pretty much right away without any training. That tends to be the Mary Sue sort of character, is that women never actually earn their stuff. He then goes on to define a Mary Sue as a female protagonist who can overpower foes with ease, but without a backstory to explain her professional values, agenda, or those abilities, and then proceeds to say that making your female protagonist a Mary Sue botches the hero's journey because it makes them unlikable, and therefore they're actually the antagonist. And you can't have a good story when you're following an antagonist, am I right, boys? First off, Captain Marvel was the antagonist in her story. I can tell you that much. Galadriel was the antagonist. If not for Galadriel, there would be no Mount Doom. Okay, so they were antagonists quite a bit. The Palpatines won in the case of Rey. And Toy Story, you guys can tell me in the comment section. But Captain Marvel, she breaks a guy's arm and steals his motorcycle. I mean, she wasn't a hero, particularly. She didn't save anybody from anything. It was just her. Like, who did she save? Who did Captain Marvel save? Tell me in chat who Captain Marvel saved. Rob, who did Captain Marvel save? She's not a hero. Who did she save? Who did Captain Marvel save? Who did Captain Marvel save?
Nobody.
So how could she be a hero when she didn't save anybody?
Well, technically, she saved herself.
She saved herself.
From abusive men.
From men. She saved herself from men.
Yeah.
From Jude Law's hairline. Yeah.
She saved...
How could she even be a hero? Galadriel caused everything.
Galadriel caused everything.
Yeah, Galadriel caused everything.
Ray committed identity theft.
Here, come and say it. You want to be on this one? Here, you can yell too. I wasn't gonna bring you in on this one right away, but I'm like, no.
Well, okay.
This is a good discussion one too.
All right. All right. Well, listen. It all starts with Mary Sue.
Right.
Ray committed identity theft. She was a
Palpatine.
She's a Palpatine. She stole Luke's identity, stole his last name, stole his boyhood home, stole his victory, rendered his sacrifice null and void. Galadriel caused everything bad to happen.
Yeah, Mount Doom.
Mount Doom, the Southlands being destroyed. She found Sauron just wandering around the ocean. Captain People, well, she
stole a guy's She stole a guy's motorcycle.
She stole his motorcycle. Yeah, they're all thieves.
They're all thieves. I don't even think they're Mary Sue's. I don't even think they're Mary Sue's. They're just
bad
guys.
On the end?
Bo Peep. That's like Toy Story or something.
Oh, well.
Who cares?
What is it?
He then goes on to define a Mary Sue as a female protagonist who can overpower foes with ease,
yes,
but without the backstory to explain her personality, values, agenda, or those abilities.
Ray, how did you learn how to fly like that? I don't know.
That proceeds in making your female protagonist, Mary Sue, botches the hero's journey because it makes them unlikable, and therefore they're actually the antagonist. Well, they're antagonists because they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
That's yeah, this is where we came in at. The tweets quickly gained thousands of quote tweets and replies, with some other male writers agreeing with his analysis, but most quickly eviscerated his thread were many, many delicious dunks.
See, here's what's
Mary Sue is a pejorative term coined by female fanfic writers who describe a protagonist of any gender that was clearly the author in certain. No, it was from Star Trek.
It was
literally from Star Trek.
It was from a Star Trek short story that the I can't remember who wrote it, but it appeared in a Star Trek fanzine about a 15-year-old
Brittany Nupper, you're an idiot.
15-year-old Starfleet graduate. She graduated Starfleet Academy early. Lieutenant Mary Sue, S.U.
Yeah.
And she could do everything and everything. She saved the Enterprise, and she died in the service, and everybody was so sad because they all loved her. And it was supposed to be a satire about how not to write fan fiction. Mary Sue, the equivalent's Marty Stew. No, it's a Gary Stew.
Yeah.
Disco Stew.
I'm surprised nobody's actually...
I'm banned from commenting on that.
Yeah, nobody's actually saying that it actually came from Star Trek, was the original term.
I've read the original short story. It's terrible.
Surprise my gears. The idea that Galadriel isn't likable because she's unwilling to give up or play nice.
No, there's a tempest in me. She has to be right.
She made everything terrible.
She has to be right, and she caused everything
I hate
bad
these women.
to happen.
Oh, I hate these women.
Yeah. Everybody, the entire... See, somebody explained this... I think it was Professor Geek explaining this. How do you know when you have a Mary Sue? When the universe bends to them. The entire universe bends to Rey. The entire universe bends to Galadriel. She shows up in this kingdom and she starts ordering people around. Like, okay, all right, no problem. All right, no problem.
Who the hell are you? Why do you have the authority to yell?
Blondie, who the hell are you? Why are you yelling at me? Get the hell out of here.
What's your authority to do that?
Because there's a tempest in her.
Speaking of Mary Sue's, did you see this one? Phoebe Waller-Bridge for Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, I read that.
You read that on your stream.
Yeah, and the who was the other one? Oh, Captain People.
Captain People.
Yeah.
She didn't even save anybody. Who did Galadriel save?
What was her hero's journey?
How many people did she get killed?
What was her hero's journey? She stood up.
Even Rey didn't save anybody but herself. Rey didn't save anybody. Kylo died. Kylo Ren died and saved her ass.
Kylo saved her, and she died. No, he died.
He died.
They both died. One of them, but only one of them got to come back. And she just it was like there was an episode of Futurama.
They're not the heroes even. Like that's my big problem with this is that these women aren't even the heroes. They're not even heroic. No. Did at least Lady Wham-and-Thor save more people than this?
I don't even think she saved anybody.
I don't think she saved anybody either.
I don't think she saved anybody. She sacrificed herself to kill the God Killer guy there.
Okay.
There was an episode of Futurama where Fry was writing a comic book called Delivery Boy Man. And he just kept adding powers and abilities as the story needed. And it's exactly what they did with Rey. Mm-hmm. She knew how to fix the Falcon. She knew how to fly better than anybody else. Way. She knew how to use... $20,
thank you so much. Michael Demo. Hey, so you catch you live. Just checking if the neighbor talking about shite about you and felt sad. Oh, are they? Thank you. I don't care.
That's calls to a drink. But like I said, they just keep adding powers.
If they're going to punch down, report them. Oh, yeah, I need a... There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, punch. You don't punch down, you punch up. But anyway, like I said, they just keep adding abilities to everyone as the situation calls for.
They didn't really do that with these ladies, but they just never saved anybody.
No, they added abilities to Rey. She was a great pilot.
Oh yeah,
She was without any training. She defeats a Jedi Master in solo combat. She knows how to use the Force better than everybody. She knows how to fix the Falcon. Oh, but she had a simulator. She had a navigation computer from a Y-wing, and it was in Radat. Like they never showed it. They never showed it.
No.
And they had to fill in the backstory with
in their heads
with fan fiction.
Yeah, in their heads.
So yeah, f off, Mary Sue.
Right. Yeah, fuck off, Mary Sue. I'm back and I'm going back to my live chat. Don't you go anywhere.
All right.
I don't. It's just they.
It's just
my head's been hurting anyway today. So sorry.
Just the level of like we're still
stretching.
On this. We're still on this. Really, you still. How many years later? 3 years after the rise of Skywalker. Was it Skywalker?
No, it was 2015. It's been 7 years.
7 years. 7 years.
Was it 2015? No. When did Force Awakens?
To Mary Ray Palpatine.
17. 5 years. I can't math.
Well.
5 years.
Without any training, she defeated Kylo Ren. Granted, he was injured.
Right.
In Force Awakens, without any training at all. She never struggled. She never faced any kind of... She never lost. She never faced any kind of adversity.
Right.
She never had any sort of hero's journey.
None of them did. None of them
did. They talk about a story arc. A story arc is like, a story arc. This is Rey's arc.
Yeah, they're all
flatline.
Speaking of who also is a Mary Sue, Wednesday. She's kind of
she's Mary Sue.
What other ones? That's that Josh.
But Galadriel was thousands of years old, and she was able to learn sword combat and tactics. It
just gives me a headache. All of it just gives me.
Well, but Captain People, she was a Kree, and she's trained, and
That's all well and good, but who's she? If she's a superhero, who the hell she save?
She didn't save anybody. Technically, well, you could stretch, and she saved all the Skrulls that were on the floating platform there.
Who cares? They're aliens. Screw them.
Who cares? She didn't save anybody. She killed her teammates. The Kree teammates. She killed all her teammates that were on that first mission with her.
Oh, God. I forgot about that. Oh, God. I forgot about that.
And it's just, come on. And the guy, Jan Rod, come on. Let me show me what you got. I don't have to prove anything to you.
Captain People, her thing was, I get knocked down and I get up again.
I get knocked down. I get up again. Because I'm Captain People.
Guess speaking of who gets knocked down and gets up again, The Flash. It's going to release a week earlier. Who cares?
Moving up a whole week. Wow.
All right.
I get knocked down. Get up and in. Because I'm the Captain People. I'm getting knocked down. Because I'm Captain People. Captain People.
So for the record.
People Captain. Captain People.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.
I don't have anything else for you.
I don't have anything else either.
No, I don't have anything else for you. So.
But The Flash. We're still doing that?
No. I don't care.
I don't care. The range is kind of...
What's he doing?
He's being a knucklehead.
Did you see this?
Harry Markle. They Gene spliced the two of them. Harry Markle. Meghan Markle?
They're
Harry
fakers.
Windsor, Harry Markle. Oh, she actually took a good picture there.
You should set up a stream if you want to.
What am I going to do it about?
I don't know. Everything you're talking about here.
So I get Captain People. I get knocked down. What was I going to say? Hi, everybody. How's everybody like all my beanies? How's everybody like? Everybody like all my beanies? Yeah? Okay. All right. See you later, everybody.
We got 3 on my beanies right now. 3 of them. 3. We got 3 on my beanies right now. For a superhero, they'd save the day. Wednesday. So here's the thing I was right about. And somebody got mad at me. I don't know if they got mad at me, but they were doing the, oh, well, that's a stretch, and you're just stretching, and that's a reach. You're saying it's a trans allegory. No. I was right. I was 100% right. I need a little more caffeine because I'm addicted to caffeine. But I was right here. So, Wednesday Addams. Also, they're bullshit. Megan and Harry are bullshit, aren't they? They're just BS. They're BS and garbage, and we all know it. Okay, let me find it. Oh, I've got like 17 of these Wednesday articles up. What's a good way to start them? It's a metaphor. Wow, small details. Okay, boop. I'm trying to figure out a good way to start this one now. What's a great opening? What's something fun? What? Me reading way too much into a thing was actually the right thing? I am Mecca, and it was the right thing. How? I guess even a broken clock is right once in a blue moon, right? Probably not. No, small details you might have missed in the Wednesday series. Oh, I didn't miss it. I didn't miss it at all. Was it saying? Were there allegories? Were there istophobia things? Were there representationies and diversities? It's a deliciously dark and wicked horror show. It was very good. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of nitpicks, but I really enjoyed it for the most part. In the spirit of the 2 90s films, well, they reference the crap out of them. And when you reference the crap out of something, you make me remember and like that more. You just make me want to watch the original. Or the movie versions. The new Netflix series marries macabre humor with a lighthearted flair and balances between the two of these. Jenna Ortega makes a superstar turn as the titular character, and her castmates, including Gwendolyn Christie as Principal Weems and Emma Myers as classmate Enid, more than hold their own. Yes, where's it? What are they saying? Is this the representation-y? Oh, the Yoko Ono reference. The artist's supposed to be Yoko. The Yoko Ono reference. The arrow and the apple. Well, that's not what I was going for. Not the Poe or the Ophelia. I was going for... Oh, Grandma and Cousin It. Oh, nice. This one. The queer subtext. The gay stuff. It's a little gay in some way if you want to read into it. You can choose not to also. You can turn off that and just turn off your brain and enjoy it because it's a pretty entertaining, cohesive A to B sort of story. Horror always has been queer. Oh, really? In recent years, queer stories have moved from subtextual to regular textual. With Wednesday, Enid's character can be read as queer for a few reasons. For one, the pink and blue purple streaks in her blonde hair happen to be the colors of the transgender flag. So, they're sneaking it in. Where's my aluminum archives? They're sneaking the gay stuff into your entertainment. Right here. Where's my... Oh no, I can't find it. Where's my aluminum archives one? Pretend I found it. Oh, here it is.
When real conspiracies become far too outlandish, that's when parody conspiracies look even more like reality. It's time to strap on your headgear and search through the aluminum archives.
That beanie's on too tight, or that aluminum foil thingy, whatever it's called. I'm reading all my beanies down the bottom. Just like the Baymax situation, you can read it either way. Kids aren't going to even notice. They're probably going to think she's just got washed out Harley Quinn hair. I asked specifically, is this character supposed to be trans? Because I do this on YouTube. Everything's gay, everything's sexist, racist, blah, blah, blah. Everything has some sort of subtext or diversity, inclusion, some sort of message. Somebody's going to make a stink on the internet over everything nowadays, whether it's relevant or not. And in recent years, queer stories have moved from subtextual to regular textual. Here, the transgender flag. This is as gay as the Baymax scene, with a character that's probably a trans character with the colors on the shirt getting the women's supplies, asking the robot, or the robot's asking the people what the best supplies are. Remember when everybody threw a stink about that? They're sneaking it into your entertainment or something, I guess. Also, in episode 5, Enid is confronted by her mother, Esther, Amanda Drew, about why she hadn't transformed into a werewolf yet. Don't you want to wolf out and finally be normal, honey? She pleads, handing her daughter a stack of conversion therapy pamphlets. Allegedly, the family's cousin, Lucille, once attended a camp in the Balkan countryside for 7 weeks. It worked like wonders. And Enid's response is absolute gold. If I'm meant to wolf out, I'm going to do it in my own timeline, not yours. I just hope one day you'll be able to accept me for what I am. Her father, it turns out, is more accepting. He gives her a tender embrace and tell her how proud he is. You do you. He says, considering conversion therapy apparently costs the U.S. $9 billion annually, everyone from the LGBT community to be heterosexual American taxpayers can applaud Enid's decision. Why are you making a tax thing? Why are you making a tax statement? To also be mentioned, Eugene has 2 moms who visit him while he's in the hospital. Yeah. There is some gay stuff if you want to read it into that, but if you don't know anything about it, you're not even going to pay attention. But anyway, the Mary Crapping Sue still needs to talk about it. They need to talk about the conversion camps, really. How Netflix Wednesday fails the fandom. Wednesday's a queer icon, but is she queer? Is she? Maybe. Is that my phone? Why did my phone fall? Wednesday, is she? Why does she need to be? Why does everybody need to be all of a sudden? I mean, it's already odd enough that we're embracing her Adam's Latina heritage, because that's a super duper Latina and Latinx Latinxa name. I don't know what the crap they're calling it now. We need to talk about the conversion camps. Really? Brittany Nupper again, another one. There's something rotten at the heart of Nevermore Academy, and it's not just Gomez Adams, atrocity placed lace front. In fact, it has nothing to do with the Adamses at all. And we need to take a look at poor Enid Sinclair, Wednesday's colorful werewolf roommate. Well, almost a werewolf. See, Enid has been struggling to fully transition into her wolf state. She can grow her rainbow claws, but the rest of her development seems to be permanently delayed. She is the werewolf equivalent of a late bloomer, but in the world of Wednesday, this has potentially dire consequences. Because if she can never make the full change, she will be kicked out of the pack and abandoned by her family, doomed to roam the earth as a lone wolf. Why is that? Why that is never explained in the show, but it's Enid's biggest fear. Because they're making too many weird, special, supernaturally sort of characters when... And that's one of my pet peeves in the show, and I've told people in my review, go check out my review if you haven't seen it. You see, this type of stuff detracts from Wednesday. You see how... You see how... focusing so much on everybody else being paranormal, Wednesday being a bit of a Mary Sue. She can do everything. She can dance. She can play the cello perfectly. She can fence. Everybody wants to be her friend. That kind of takes away from Wednesday being this weird, creepy, kooky thing. I always liked how the Addams family played. The family was weird. Everybody else wasn't. But now everybody's weird. So they did that. I think they did that less as a trans allegory or less as a anything as, well, how would the werewolf people get rid of the kid. Oh, they make him the lone wolf because everything's about a wolf pack. The fear has also been consuming her well-meaning, if overbearing, werewolf mother. When her parents arrive for the parents' weekend visit, her mother showers her with pamphlets for various summer camps designed to encourage, force the werewolf transition. In fact, they go as far as to repeatedly refer to them as conversion camp. Why are you offended? Let's take a step back. All right. Is this actually because they're making the parents who want to trans the kid into the bad guys? Is this too base for the Mary Sue? Is that why? What do werewolves represent? The unstoppable transition, the body hair, the grotesque extreme physical changes, uncontrollable urges. The hunger werewolves have long been a metaphor for both sexuality and puberty. In Universal's classic The Wolfman, Lon Chaney Jr. plays Larry Talbot, a man cursed to murder a woman he loves when he transforms into the wolf, unable to stop the raging beast inside him. In An American Werewolf in London, we see David, a young man plagued by guilt and haunted by the ghosts of the people he has consumed when he becomes the wolf. They are men who are unable to control their extreme outbursts of basically toxic masculinity. And whoa, are you mad? Let me get this straight. So she's mad? We'll keep reading. Because from now, it feels like she's mad that they want Enid to become toxically masculine. And in campy classics like The Howling 2, and Cat People, the female protagonists' transformation into monstrous beasts are explicitly tied to their sapphic same-sex attractions. Ginger Snaps, the 1990s cult classic, brings together both worlds when we watch Ginger embrace her changing body and her own burgeoning teenage lust when she becomes the wolf. The wolf is the representation of both the changes of adolescence and teenage sexuality. What is conversion therapy? Now let's look at the conversion therapy camps. The horrific institutions of pseudoscience and torture were developed in the 1960s with the development of aversion therapy. But some of the practices, including lobotomies and hypnosis, date back to World War II bad guys. You know, the ones that Kanye loves. On the gay men in the camps. Many can't. So you're reading way too much into it. I think they just wanted to do a little bit of a reference, like what type of thing could they throw in there really quickly that would kind of be a bit of an allegory, but you're going way too deep when you're going into the World War II bad guys. Like, they're really, really stretching here. I thought I was stretching a little by saying, is this kind of a trans allegory if you want to read into it? That's as deep as you need to go. I think going back to this stuff, that is way. They have now been widely denounced and banned in some states. Many still exist, or are underground, or are heavily masked. I thought they just told kids stop being gay. I thought that's what they were going for. And remember, this is the Addams Family. Wednesday goes in, digs up a corpse, and takes a deep breath because she likes the smell of rotting flesh. All right? This is kind of a dark, macabre thing. So being offended by this, being offended that they use that as an allegory is, I think, pushing it a bit. This whole, why we need to talk about it. But I think I was right, and that's kind of where they're going for, up to the point I'm thinking they went for. The metaphor doesn't add up. Instead, it makes it apparent one of the main problems of the show. This is reading way too much into it here. It was a metaphor just dropped as a little bit of a reference of, we'll make a bit of an allegory. These are people who probably don't know that deep about what they were and are just referencing it because... What do you guys think? This is a huge stretch. I thought I was stretching a little. This is even more. These people are just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. The metaphor doesn't add up. It makes it apparent one of the main problems of the show. It wants to use hot button topics like conversion therapy and colonization, but it doesn't understand how to work them into the metaphor. In fact, it barely knows how to work the basic metaphor of monsters and how they function in horror in general. They're a little bit right here. She's a little bit right in this. And that's what I said in mine. It focuses too much on that. In storytelling, the monster or the freak has always been the stand-in for the societal outcast. Remember on Enterprise when they would have movie nights, and T'Pol actually recommended Frankenstein highly. She's like, yeah, being the monster Vulcan outcast in all this is very, very fascinating. It's a great study. I highly recommend all Vulcans watch Frankenstein so they understand how humans kind of see them. Do you remember that? I remember that. For the person who can't be controlled by the dictates of polite society, there are subtext for the outcast, but Wednesday makes the subtext by literally splitting the characters into outcasts and normies, and yet the outcasts and monsters who live on the fringe are also the privileged and the elite. Nevermore is not a military school, a harsh pre-juvie environment meant to reform these outcasts before they end up in prison or on the street. Nevermore is an expensive, luxurious, Hogwarts-esque boarding school, a sanctuary for the monster teens. Are the teens outcast or are they privileged elite? Why are there werewolf conversion camps? Because Tim Burton's not as good as people think. I'm just going to say it. Tim Burton is not as good as people think. Wednesday thought that the transformation of any kind could be interchangeable. Okay. Except the writers of Wednesday thought that the transformations of any kind are interchangeable, and they could capitalize on a trendy topic. The rest feels cynical, crass, and hollow. That's Tim Burton for you, though. Enid and all her furry brethren deserve better. Oh, for crying out loud. You're reading too damn much into it. You're stretching to be offended on behalf of being offended. But I was right. You can read the character as trans if you want. Tim Burton is average, right? I think Tim Burton is extraordinarily average. Is that all the article? Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot tonight. I just wanted to do about an hour just to have some fun with some of these. But for crying out loud, I'll try and get some of these up maybe separately if this stream gets demonetized. How's everyone doing? Oh, I dropped my phone like a dummy. So I dropped my... I'm going back to my live chat. Don't you go anywhere. There it is. Oh, for crying out loud. His version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is ruined by Johnny Depp. I don't get the Johnny Depp appeal. I really, really don't. I guess he's like any actor, you're gonna have your fans, but I don't get why that many people are that obsessed with him. I just don't get it. So specifically werewolves, are all type of lycanthropes the same? I don't know. I think Enid and her family are the only ones we see as werewolves in this world, so. And that's another weird thing about Wednesday. Oh, pink news. Wednesday series sparks a debate with LGBT viewers. It's a metaphor for people in the closet. Oh, not shippers. This is another thing completely. Oh, this is another one completely. Ew, we gotta do a whole shipper video. I have to yell about shippers. It wouldn't be me if I didn't yell about shippers. Oh, no. Not shippers. Oh, we got shippers on Wednesday. I am Becca, and there's one thing I don't understand. Why are we shipping? Why are we shipping? Why can't we just fantasize about being in love with the people in movies? I know. In this day and age, do we even have movie stars? Do we have TV stars? Is it that the people on TV are so undateable you wouldn't wanna? So you got nothing else to do but that's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. Because especially in the case of like characters who are supposed to be teenagers, you and me aren't dating any of these teens unless you're of their age. And if you're not, then you're one of those naughty words that they have a word for. What's the word for that? I don't know. That's Tim Burton. Network executives. That's the word. Wednesday's Netflix series sparks debate with LGBTQ plus viewers. a metaphor for people in the closet? Oh, well, we already asked the question, is Enid a metaphor for trans people? Is she a trans character allegory? The Mary Sue, well, gosh, the Mary Sue completely went over the top, over the edge, went off the rails like they always do. I railed on them already. Go check that out. It's before this in the stream if you're watching these all together. If I'm clipping them, then they're a separate video. Let Wednesday Addams be gay. TikTok is shipping Wednesday and her best friend despite them being written as straight. Are you anti-writer or something? I mean, for crying out loud. Does every character need to be? Do they? Is it a metaphor for people in the closet? No, I don't think so. I really don't. I think Enid might be a trans allegory, a trans metaphor. She could be a metaphor for people in the closet. If you want. See, that's the thing. That's what's so lovely about representation. Is we're back to this. We can read characters how we want. We don't have to see ourselves 100% perfectly on screen. We can just pick and choose who we want to identify with and stop having to deal with all this stuff, right? Can we stop with that? As Tim Burton's highly anticipated Netflix series Wednesday, exploring Wednesday Addams as a homicidal, mystery-solving teenager begins, there's one major letdown according to some viewers. This series introduced a host of new characters into the Addams Family extended universe, including Wednesday's Jenna Ortega, roommate at the outcast school Nevermore, Enid Sinclair, played by Enid, played by Emma Myers. I'm looking at both screens at the same time, and that's horrible. Don't ever do that. Although they seem complete opposites. Enid, all bright and bubbly and colorful, with Wednesday, anything but. The connection they foster over the course of the series is heartwarming. She was sunshine. I was midnight rain. Winclair. Oh, Enid Sinclair. They're going Winclair. Because Win doesn't work. None of them. If you can't connect the first two names, don't. Just don't. LGBTQ plus LMNOPXYZ fans are already calling out their disappointment that the writers didn't commit to putting them in a relationship. They don't need to be. You don't need every character, everything. This is why the representation stuff is just a BS myth. It is just garbage. It is just there to market to you, to funnel you in, to how you vote and how you think and how you act and what tribe and what team you're on. And that's a BS narrative, and we all know it. See, we can break the narrative and not be anything. But the LGBTQ plus fans are already calling out their disappointment that the writers didn't commit to putting them in a relationship, already affectionately dubbing their ship as Winclair. Problem there. The whole entire show, which is problematic in itself, revolves around Wednesday being a Mary crapping Sue. She's a Mary Sue. She does everything right. Every boy wants to date her. Every girl wants to be her. In fact, Myers herself addressed the sapphic vibes, sapphic, between her character and Wednesday in an interview with the Elite Daily, joking, you know what I would say. And they were roommates. The comment is in reference to the popular meme where historians have given regularly attributed, clearly romantic, queer relationship as nothing more than a friendship. Literally every character in the show, everything, every beat revolves around Wednesday and these boys who want to date her, and she wants to date them back, I guess. Who cares at this point? I'm sick of the gay stuff. I am. You get to the point where you get sick of it. It's like, do we really need it in every little thing? Do we need any romance anymore? I'm tired of romance. And I am a B in the alphabet. I'm bisexual myself, and I get tired of seeing it in absolutely everything. If they're not writing it into the series, did they queer bait it? When's gay? After canceling every lesbian show they have. That's because the lesbian shows are terrible. You've got the teenagers, and it's always teenagers too. It's always boring, stupid teenagers. Do you really think the grown adults? Now let's pay attention here. if you want that 18 to 35 demographic, you're going to lose the higher the age gets, the more adults you have watching, with the more of the stuff. And the bigger problem with Wednesday is that they didn't showcase the family enough too, at the very minimum. But yes, you can read it if you absolutely want to. There's always going to be people who want to read everything into everything. I mean, you're going to have people who just think that everything's woke just because it has a woman in it. And that's not necessarily the case. Then you're going to have things that are over the top wokier than thou that can actually be pretty entertaining in a lot of ways. So, but then again, I'm to the point now where I'm watching Kirk Cameron Christmas movies and crap rather than real movies because I'm more entertained by those. So my view is skewed just a bit, I think. It's a gay high school. It's not. It's basically Scooby-Doo, Velma, Nancy Drew, Hogwarts. More than anything. That's the biggest thing with Wednesday. It's so much more Velma mystery crap. The romance stuff is kind of secondary. And it does detract because it turns her into a Mary Sue. In my opinion. But yeah, so I was right. It's a trans allegory. Or a gay allegory or every other thing. And whether the writers had it or not, everybody else is seeing that. And they're copying me for it. No, they're not. No, they're not. There's no secret what color you spun on Twister. Emphasize. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't get it. But thank you so much, Emphasize. Is she, kooky and spooky? I'm referring, of course, to Wednesday Addams. The iconic character who takes center stage despite not having any of the family there hardly at all. The new Tim Burton directed teen series, aptly titled Wednesday. The show follows Teenage Wednesday, played to death, deadpan goth perfection by scream breakout Jenna Ortega, as she heads to supernatural boarding school in hopes of harnessing her burgeoning psychic powers. Unfortunately, she soon discovers that even amongst literal monsters, she's still an outcast. She's really not, though. She's really not. Everybody loves her. Everybody wants to be her friend. Everybody wants to date her. And that's kind of one of the problems with it, in my opinion. Oh, what's this? Really? Oh, I don't want to click on their related videos. And that's one of the really irritating things, though, is that they do. Saw this 2 weeks ago at H&M, thinking they copy and pasted the gay flag literally on a shirt, but it's literally Enid's sweater. Yeah, they just grabbed it off the rack. I don't want to keep clicking them. So this is just people being upset by what they made up in their own heads. Like if I'm making up in my own head that I see Enid as a trans character or something, I'm not going to be mad that I'm seeing it in it. I could certainly choose not to see it because it's not literally on screen, but I'm reading into it. But that's just my opinion here. They should have better made a series about the Addams family than this. They would have been better too. They would have been.
Excellent!
Michael Nemo. Disney hates men. Boba Fett made Luke Skywalker killed. Oh, thank you. Let me read all this. Thank you so much. Let me read through this here. Oh no. Dashboard. Let me read it. Our terms of service have changed. I'm sure they have. Okay, here we go. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. From Michael Nemo. Disney hates men. Boba Fett made mild. Luke Skywalker killed. Professor Hulk no balls. Han Solo dead. Taskmaster female. Quicksilver misdirect. Kingpin killed. Cad Bane killed. Shang-Chi nothing like the character in comics. Icarus evil. Marvel female and dead. Do they hate men? They hate women too, though, I think. I think they hate women too, in a lot of ways. I'm going back to my live chat. Don't you go anywhere. I think, here's what I think. There, do you want to let's get Rob up here for a lot of this too, because he can kind of go into more of these Marvel people. Rob, come here. Do you think Disney hates men? I think it's not so much that they hate men. I think they don't know how to write for them. I think that they're so used to getting pressure from these diversity initiatives and the feminists, and they're so used to, well, we can't upset these people. Wow. That I think some of it isn't even intentional. Do you think Disney hates men? Here, come sit. Come sit here.
Honestly?
Or do you think they're just incompetent?
Honestly, I don't think they hate men. However, they're hiring people obviously with an agenda that is poorly expressed and poorly executed.
Yeah, even their I hate men agendas are like,
yeah,
they're not doing even a good job at that. Because a lot of the time they make the women so awful that they have no
that they're totally on that there's no, if women are supposed to be the big power players, you're doing a piss poor job of portraying them as such.
Right. Well, I mean, look, like we were saying earlier, who does Captain Marvel save? Nobody. Who do these people save?
Who does the Fisty McGee save? I don't think she really doesn't save anybody either.
She saves her grandmother.
Yeah, save her grandmother, and that's
which just saves herself. Basically, she saves herself.
Saving herself.
Yeah.
Who does Scarlet Witch save?
Like you said, not every damn sexual orientation, gender identity, race, ethnicity has to be represented in works of fiction all the time. Exactly. Oh gosh, yeah.
But take a look,
because you can't, you just can't. I mean,
yeah.
It's like when I used to work retail, they started by trying to include more and more languages, which only was one language. So I'm like, okay, well, what about every other language? You got a loudspeaker message in English, and then you play it in Spanish. What about German? What about French? What about, Asian language? Like, what about the Filipino languages that I don't know specifically?
When my father came here...
What about Italian?
When my father came to America from Italy in the 50s, he didn't speak a lot of English, but you know what they said to him? You better learn English there, buddy. But it's so... Again... They are so poorly. It is. You can have a female character that's a good character. They don't know how to do it. The only way they know how to the only thing they know how to do is to tear the male characters down to make the female characters look better. This is.
But that doesn't do anything either, because that just makes the female characters look petty and shitty.
Yeah, it does. Oh my God! They're just a man. What do you know? And again, I mean, what was Scarlet Witch's biggest? What did she say?
Yeah, who did she say? Well, she held the whole town hostage.
She held the whole town hostage for a month, to the point where they begged for the release of Death. They were in such pain.
Right.
All to perpetuate this little fantasy world she had with her dead husband and 2 pretend kids.
I'm getting tired of the imaginary kid argument too. Yeah, I'm getting really tired of the let's protect the imaginary kids that aren't even in existence. Like that Wanda, that message, Wanda.
They'll never know what you gave up. They'll never know what you gave up for them. I'm like, what do you mean? She didn't give up anything. She gave it the fantasy of her dead husband and 2 imaginary kids. Really? She walks away scot-free. She just walks. Gee. Now there she goes. She's walking away. If only there was something we could do to stop her. The one guy, like I said, the one guy who tried to stop her, they arrested.
Shuri. Who'd Shuri save?
Nobody.
They just had a truce.
Oh shit! Sorry. She
Yeah, will you stop?
She let Namor go. She let No More. That's not Namor, that's No More.
She let No More go.
She didn't save anybody.
No,
she couldn't save T'Challa. She didn't save Riri Williams. Yeah, I mean, I'm noticing a pattern here. None of these female characters save anybody.
That could be like a whole... You should do a video on that, Rob. You should do like a scripted thing.
Who did Galadriel save? Nobody.
Nobody. Who did Rey Skywalker save?
Nobody.
Who did Zabu save?
Everybody.
You don't let him in. Here, I'll let Zabu in.
I mean, like I said, it's a weird thing. Who did Mikey Spock save?
Nobody.
All these
She got 8,000 people killed.
Yeah, Mikey Spock, probably tens of millions of people. She started a war. She started a war with the Klingon Empire. She's directly responsible for the deaths of 3 people. Okay, she's directly responsible for the deaths of
It's a Zabu show.
3 people. She started a war with the Klingon Empire, got most of the fleet destroyed, including the Vice Admiral. Most of her crewmates were killed. One we see was permanently injured. She had at least a left eye with the freaking thing implant in her face.
The guy with the wheelchair.
The guy with the wheelchair, wheels there. Timmy, poor little Timmy. Timmy! We gave him more character development
than they did
in 5 seconds. And how many civilians do you think were killed during the war?
I don't know. 8,000?
Her crew goes to the future with her for no good reason. You know, if I was on that ship and it said, you know, oh, I can't, and hey, we're going to the future to with Mikey Spock. Maybe you're going to the future with Mikey Spock. I'll see you later. None of these characters save anybody. None of these characters save anybody. None of these characters
Sorry, my head's
really
kind of hurting.
no. None of these characters save anybody. None of these characters really do anything. None of them actually perform any heroic acts. Name one heroic act Rey accomplished. Name one. Everybody in the chat, name one. Think hard on this. Name one heroic act that Rey accomplished. That wasn't the result of her being in the right place at the right time or anybody else. Finn flew the Falcon, or whoever, they flew the Falcon or Chewie flew the Falcon while she was okay. Name one heroic act. I'm struggling here.
She saved Kylo.
She saved Kylo.
But he died anyway.
But he died anyway, yeah. She killed Han Solo's son.
She saw the crystal foxes.
She saw the crystal foxes
and followed them out.
Yeah, she lifted the rocks, yeah.
Yeah, she lifted some rocks.
She lifted some rocks. Big freaking deal. Yeah, she lifted the rocks, but again, she had to lift the rocks because freaking Finn or what's her name? Rose Tico? She was such a bad driver, she crashed into Finn. The Asian is the bad driver. She also agreed to come back after The Last Jedi. She wanted to loot the bar basement storage stuff.
Okay.
Name one heroic act Wanda commits. Not commits. Name one heroic act Wanda accomplishes in WandaVision.
Did she commit suicide?
No. Name one. Name one. She steals Vision's body. She holds people. She holds an entire town hostage. She puts them through an inexplicable pain. Also, that she can perpetuate this little fantasy world of her living in a sitcom, in her TV fantasy world with her dead husband and two pretend kids.
That's crazy.
Really? Name. What did she do? And what did she do in Doctor Universe and the Multiverse of Whammon? Nothing. She didn't do anything.
Who did She-Hulk save?
That's an even better one. What did She-Hulk do? She did absolutely nothing.
There's your next assignment, Rob.
She did freaking nothing.
I think you need to do a video essay on that one.
I'll have to write it. Yeah. Rey is a hero, Rob. You're wrong. She's the best as ever. And mere presence as a woman, is heroic enough to save people from the patriarchy. Rob, you are just a patriarchal enabler. She banged Flash. No, she blanged. No, they're blanged. She blanged. He's blind, so she blanged him.
She blamed him.
And it's a good thing he can't see. She-Hulk, she got her powers by accident. Well, actually, she pulled Bruce from the car, from the wrecked SUV. So
okay, she saved Bruce.
One heroic act.
She saved her cousin.
She saved her cousin. She complained about it, and then she complained incessantly about, "Thanks a lot, Bruce. You ruined my life again." She complained about it. She gets fired from her job. She gets a better job. Oh, my life is ruined. She gets fired from her job. Then she gets a better job because of her Hulk powers. And she complained about that. Then what did she do? What? I'm having trouble. I got a hair in my nose. I'm having trouble remembering. She complains. She's such a shitty lawyer that they don't actually... She loses every case. She gets her super suit. She loses the case against Matt Murdock. She beats up a bunch of demons, but that's... but Wong is the one who really... Wong and Madison really save everybody.
Madison saves more people.
She gets Emil Blonsky off of that's only because of Wong's testimony. She goes to the retreat and says, I'm you remember that friend in high school? She beats up Titania at the thing, but that's only because of of sheer happenstance. She doesn't actually save anybody at the wedding.
Except for Wong. Wong wasn't at the wedding.
So, I mean, what is she... The client there, the guy, the froggy guy, whatever the fuck his name is.
Which one?
I don't know.
Yeah, froggy guy.
The froggy with Matt Murdock. I mean, like I said, she doesn't actually... And then she drops into Marvel Studios and demands to see the manager. That's what it all led up to. She demands to see the manager. So again, tell me, who did she save? How did Frost would turn down dating She-Hulk? What's up, Rob? Hey, Fuke Norse. Tuned in from work. Tell me who she saved. What heroic act did she commit? What heroic act?
Harry Carey.
Like it only... Hey, everybody. Harry Carey here. Take me out, Cubs win.
She made it Harry Carey.
Captain People. Again, like I said, just to finish on She-Hulk, she asks to see the manager, and then she rearranges every story beat, everything. She rearranges the whole ending. And she drops Matt Murdock in for no reason. And her ideal ending is having a cookout with her family. Her family, who she can't stand.
Yeah. Family who she hates.
A family who she hates, she's having a cookout. And Matt Murdock is there, and that's the saving grace.
The girl code has been broken. Emphasize. Thank you so much.
We cracked the code. Like you said, female heroes don't actually have to do anything.
Yeah.
Captain People, who did she save?
Nobody.
You can make the argument maybe the Skrulls that were on the floating fortress, but she didn't save anybody.
They don't count their aliens.
And she killed her teammates, her Kree teammates, from earlier in the film.
So she's a traitor.
I don't have to prove anything to you. She stood up. I want my $2. Everybody, she gets knocked down, she gets back up again. Everybody was holding her. The whole point of that was everybody was holding her back. She had just had to realize how awesome she really is. This was another one. I didn't see Hawkeye. Okay. America Chavez. People, everybody just, you're just so awesome, America Chavez. Why don't you go punch out somebody really hard?
All she saved was her own grandmother.
Riri? Who did Riri save? Who did Riri Williams save? Nobody.
Nobody.
Shuri. Who did Shuri save? Nobody.
No more. She saved no more.
She saved no more. No, she
Villain.
she literally let him. She gets stabbed. Sure, he gets stabbed through the torso and walks it off. Stabs through the chest. And there's an epidemic of getting stabbed through the chest. Who did Reva save? I don't have to save nobody.
Skywalker.
No,
Well, she was gonna kill him, and she just changed her mind.
she just changed her mind.
So she's actually.
So she actually saved me. Alvin Peterson, did you say name 100 Iraq? You didn't say they couldn't complain about it.
Mm-hmm.
She's heroic. She doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. Her high school experiences molded her into the strong Karen she became. All should aspire to be Karen, just as She-Hulk, a true hero.
She Karen.
I mean, really, you don't have to actually save anybody to be a female hero.
Right.
Really. You just have to be awesome. You just have to everyone just has to acknowledge how awesome you are.
Is it your fault comments are turned off? No.
No.
If they're turned off on the stream, then that's because we're
Galadriel. Who did Galadriel save? Galadriel saved nobody. Nobody. She jumps off the boat in the middle of the ocean. This guy who later turns out to be Sauron finds her floating around. How dumb is... You know how big the ocean... That is almost like a meteor hitting the Earth. Now, meteors hit the Earth all day long, but I'm talking like a big one, a planet killer. This guy on a raft literally finds her. They go to this kingdom by the sea, and she starts telling everybody what to do, and everything just works out for her. She stands in the middle of a pyroclastic cloud. You know a pyroclastic cloud? You know the clouds of when volcanoes erupt? That are 2,000 degrees? She just stands there and closes her eyes. And the cloud envelops her. And she walks it off.
They always do.
The horse is running by her on fire. It's a CGI horse. Don't feel bad. That's a great metaphor, though, for the whole series. Everything is her fault. Everything is her fault. Everything is Galadriel's fault.
Right.
And yet she's the hero of the series. Nobody's ever going to say to her, you know what? You really fucked things up. You know that?
Yeah, if it wasn't for Galadriel, none of the bad shit would have happened.
Maybe this isn't about being a hero, but becoming powerful enough and being a super Karen. Anyone can see Charlie Hopkinson, Gandalf roasts Rings of Power videos. Rob's rant about the ocean reminds me of those videos. They're fairly funny. Once again, Rob, you are wrong. Galadriel saved Middle-earth from peace and prosperity by saving Sauron, thereby damning future generations to massacres and destruction. Yeah, you know what? Things were just going too well in the Middle-earth, you know. Things are just going way too well. So, hey, you know, all that prosperity and tranquility. Nope, gotta put an end to that. Those CGI horses were harmed in the filming of this abortion. I'm trying to think of another female hero.
I don't know.
So we got Captain People. You got Mary Ray Palpatine. You got Galadriel. This version of Galadriel. You got Bo Peep. I didn't see in that Toy Story movie.
Mm-mm.
Wanda. Lara Croft. Now, Lara Croft actually has a struggle. I mean, yeah, she's from a rich family, but her parents died. You know, she was missing. She had to learn how to survive. You know, actually, the original version of Lara Croft. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. Wonder Woman. Oh God, I can't. I don't remember Wonder Woman. I don't remember anything about. I remember that crappy '84 movie. It was terrible. Valkyrie, Lady Thor. Lady Thor. Jane Foster saves nobody. She saves nobody. Characters from the Resident Evil show, they don't save anybody. Oh, what show did we watch recently that was terrible? Willow.
Oh, those two didn't save anybody.
Those two didn't save it. Well, it's early, but they're not going to save anybody. There was another one. There was another one we saw that was pretty bad. I don't remember. There was like 9 episodes. Like 9 episodes of it. What did we see? Which one did we see? Let me go to F movies here. We saw something recently. I can't remember what it was. Oh, Andor. Andor saves nobody.
Sorry.
Well, you can kind of make the argument that he led the prison break. But Andor, I mean, all the mirror... Well, Andor was just fucking boring. Pardon my language. It was boring. Did Batgirl save someone? Batwoman, did she save anybody? Maybe?
Yeah.
Well, no, she more...
Karen. Raging Karen.
She saved Raging Karen.
A couple of times.
Couple times, yeah. Andor saved Bix. Galadriel saved the son only to put him in danger again. Because everything leading to the movies. The Lesbian Vampire Show, they saved nobody. If you're a selfish C-word, I mean, the lesson here is if you're a selfish C-word, Andor saved it. What about, I didn't see Moon Knight. I didn't say, I can't comment, I'm not going to comment on that. Celine from Underworld. Everything is, like I said, I'm afraid of what, if they do something like Johnny Quest. I'm afraid to do something like Johnny Quest's little girlfriend used to join them on adventures. I'm afraid what would happen there. Moonlight was a sad sack of shit. Oh yeah, I believe it. Even like, Kim Possible. Never I know of it. I just don't understand Johnny and Haji getting on, yes. I just don't understand. Nazca saved the entire Valley of the Wind and restored man's lost bond with it. Yes. Oh yeah. I haven't seen Nazca Valley of the Wind in ages. Oh my god, that movie's so good. That movie is so good. That movie is so good. That's a female, quote unquote, strong female character without compromising anything. LOL, Black Panther 2 characters, Riri and the new Black Panther. Like I said, Riri Williams does nothing. Shuri really doesn't do anything. Michonne doesn't do anything. All these movies are full of characters that do nothing. I originally saw Nazca Valley of the Wind on HBO back in the 80s when it was about 30 minutes shorter, and it was called Warriors of the Wind. I mean, it was still great, but I'm wondering what they cut out from it. I bought a DVD version, and I never really got around to watching it. I'm gonna have to watch it. So, like I said, these Dragon Slayer, Princess saves tons of women. Yeah. I mean, show a heroic act. Listen, Stan Lee said, here's the problem. Again, they're afraid of showing women fail. They don't want to show women failing because that's not the narrative. Because they have to, they can't show them fail. They can't show women looking weak, so they got to be good at everything, so they got to succeed at everything. That's not how you do it. Stan Lee said, the key to writing a good story is you always make the villain stronger than the hero. So that way the hero has to rise to the occasion and be a hero. And it gives them a dilemma. Oh my God, how am I going to defeat them? They don't want to do that. They don't want to show women looking weak. They don't want to show women looking weak. And they don't want to show women failing. Phoenix from the X-Men. Well, Phoenix wasn't. I mean, that was a great. Let me tell you this little story. Why I'm on this stream. Yeah. But anyway, let me tell you a little story, okay? Someone said, I had an English teacher said to me, "What was the best thing you've ever read?" Now that's what his exact words. What's the best thing you've ever read? Everybody's like the typical answers, blah, Hemingway, Tales, whatever it was. They get to me. I said, X-Men: The Dark Phoenix Saga. And he goes, "What's that?" I said, "It's X-Men. It's a graphic novel." "Oh, no, pick something else." I said, "You said what was the best thing I've ever read?" "That's the best thing I've ever read." So he says to me, he says, "Listen, I know you're into comics, but we do serious writing here, okay?" And I said to him, listen, yeah, it's illustrated, but I'll give you this book and read it. You can read it, and because it's all the same things you're talking about. It's all exactly the same. It's the exact same things. It's just in a slicker package. Read it, and if you say afterwards, if you just say that it's still not serious writing, then okay, you know what? Then I'm on board with you. I'll change my answer. And he said, "I'm not going to waste my time with that." I said, "Okay, I'm not changing my answer."
Sorry.
Rob.
Recaps of the Addams Family.
Rob, you're yeah. Oh, and Wednesday's a Mary Sue. She could do so many. She could do everything. She could do everything. They did show her failing once. Your answer's most authentic and truthful. Everyone else was lying to the teacher. That's right. But I said about how, and I told him, I said, this is all the same things you're talking about. I mean, it's the power without the wisdom or maturity to control it. Power and corruption. What's it like to, and the X-Men are faced with a dilemma. We have to kill our friend. Yes, she's this unstoppable, uncontrollable force for evil, but she's still Jean. She's still our friend. How do we do this? So, I mean, so it is actually, and finally she herself, but at the same time, like I said, it's probably the most, it's actually a Shakespearean tragedy on that level. And she knows that if she continues living, she puts the entire universe at risk. That's the most tragic part of it. And so she has to, for the universe, and she's, yes, she could probably live with Scott, and, but, and I thought the animated series sort of, they took the easy way out. They had her come back, and everybody sacrificed part of their life force. Okay. But again, this Phoenix actually saved the galaxy when she sealed the M'Kraan crystal. So that was part of it. That's not. She actually saved a lot of people. But anyway, like I said, so if they did Johnny Quest, wouldn't watch it because I know they would ruin it. They would. You know what they would do? You know what they would do in Johnny Quest? They would make Race and Dr. Benton Quest gay. There was always that joke making Race Bannon and Dr. Benton Quest were gay, but they would actually go through with it. So I said I'm not taking this hat off until the Giants win another game. So I may be keeping it on for the rest of the season. So it's brand new, so it's not going to smell at least. Yeah, so $50. Mm-hmm. See, this is the greatest. They named this the greatest logo in all of sports. Rob putting on a long kiss goodnight. I think that was just. Wasn't that Gina Davis? She's a spy who has no memory.
I don't remember.
I think it was. I mean, yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, which is just the Bourne Identity. Really, I mean,
I don't remember.
And I've read and Sam Jackson. Yeah, and yes, yeah. Spy loses memory. Yeah, that's just the Bourne Identity. And I've actually read the Bourne Identity, which is a great novel. And people say to me, "Oh, the Bourne Identity is a great movie." I'm like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It's I mean, the Bourne Identity is a okay movie. It's a good It's a really good novel. They actually he's was it David Webb is his name, and they alter his appearance to make him more anonymous. And the way they describe Jason Bourne in the novel is nothing like Matt Damon. Matt Damon is nothing like Matt Damon. He's nothing like Matt Damon. If I had to guess, I mean, the way they describe Jason Bourne in the novel, he's actually Hugh Jackman. Tall with the dark hair and the long dark hair and sort of big athletic build.
Isn't Hugh Jackman kind of skinny though?
Yeah, but he's the right height though. He's the right height. He's got actually pretty.
He was too tall for Wolverine.
Well, he got the character right, which was good, which made it okay. But again, modern day Western iterations, female superheroes are written with male characteristics and made to be less feminine than previous historical depictions of female heroes. Third wave feminists. And I asked actually somebody this. I asked, it was either Literature Devil or it was Professor Geek. If you go back and you read some of that classic literature and depictions of female warriors and the queens, like female warriors weren't just the most powerful; they were also the most beautiful. Because there's that thinking. I'm doing this like at their butt, at their boobs. There's that thinking that there's the belief that with great power, great strength, there's also great beauty. There's also great beauty and great strength.
And remember, great beauty also meant just genetically who was more child rearing. So it would be somebody who could survive. Somebody with a little wider hips. Somebody with a little larger breasts to feed children.
Well, let me turn off. Hold on. This I don't want to. Yeah. Display capture too.
Yeah. Well, they had heavy
I want
metal.
to. Yeah. Well, I want to. Hold on.
The heavy metal stuff.
This though, I mean.
I want to buy the cats a treadmill. They're like $200.
I want my $2. My $2.
The Infinity Gauntlet.
Deadpool?
Emphasize. Thank you so much, Emphasize.
Emphasize, thank you.
Oh, also, what I'm going to be watching after this.
See, this is...
I'm watching the drama.
Watching the drama?
Yeah.
This is the...
drama.
This is the Captain People. See, there you go. That's the Ms. Marvel I want. I'm never going to get it, but that's the Ms. Marvel I want.
That'll be the porn. That'll be another porn version.
Oh no, yeah. There is one in an Axel Braun version.
Well, yeah, but
there's one already.
He needs Kenzie Taylor, and then he needs another one to.
But look, I mean that is.
He needs both.
But that is the to me.
It'll be the sequel. It'll be the Marvels, but it'll have her.
That is the definition of strength, right there, and power. She looks like a bodybuilder. Yes, strength. I mean, she's strong. Strength, power, beauty, elegance, grace too. I mean, that's the whole package right there. But, and have you noticed all female heroes are covered up to their neck?
And they're all skinny.
They're all skinny. They're all...
Shuri, her hips can't be more than, 20 inches wide.
Let me see Shuri.
What's her measurements? Letitia Wright measurements.
Let me see.
Her hips have got to be 20 inches.
Oh, wrong.
She's got to have a 13-inch waist and 14 inches. Letitia Wright. L-E-T-I-C-I-A.
Right, like that.
Latilia, right?
Well, it'll correct it. There you go. She's so, yeah.
What are your measurements?
Measurements, let me see.
She's 29. She's so thin.
Measurements.
I'm not saying that to like body shame her.
Height and measurements.
30. Sure, yeah, her bust.
32. Oh, sorry.
32, 23, 32.
That's like a stick.
Because remember the measurements in Brick House.
What measurements in Brick?
36, 24, 36.
Well, those are the ideal female.
Yeah.
Emphasize.
Kelly Kennedy told Deadpool, hold my beer.
Hold my beer. Hold my Chardonnay.
She's a 30 cup.
Hey, that's all these.
That's what 12-year-old girls are.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, all these women are very.
I want
They're
my
very
$2.
life.
My $2.
I mean, she's built like a 12-year-old boy. She's
Right?
built like a 12-year-old boy. She's built like a 12-year-old boy, and she's built like a plastic doll.
Built like a 12-year-old boy.
Built like a plastic doll, built like a 12-year-old boy. They're so afraid to be feminine because the male gaze. I'm like, don't you want men to think you're attractive?
Well, not only that, the camera, the way they film them, any little imperfection, the camera's just gonna zoom in. Remember, they photoshopped Bryce Dallas Howard's butt away. Did you see that? They
Did you not?
photoshopped her butt.
Yes.
Look
Hold on. Kiki's Delivery Service is lovable. Yes. Yes.
Here.
Ended up saving her boyfriend's life. Yes. I haven't seen that in a while, but
Look up, type in Bryce Dallas Howard butt Photoshop. Because they removed her butt on the Jurassic Park poster. It's like, can you give her butt at least? Like, what's wrong with that? Photoshop. Or removed. Yeah, here on the poster.
oh god, she's got a delightful booty.
Right?
They also made her thinner. Look, I don't know if she put on weight or.
Well, she had kids.
Well, yeah. Well, Is that photoshopped?
Yeah. Well, it's not that they photoshopped. Yeah, this one and the one.
I think she's.
I think that's her natural.
I think that's the right.
Remember what Clint Howard was saying?
What?
That she had a weight clause, and they wanted her a certain weight right after giving birth.
Yeah.
So for the second one, so maybe the third one, she's like, no,
Well, I think she's. Well, I think she's rather attractive on the right.
Right?
I think she's womanly. That's the thing.
Yeah, they took it away. Why would they take it away?
Yes, Kiki and Kiki Delivery Service, she had character growth. Yes, I haven't seen that in a long time. That's actually a very cute movie, Kiki's Delivery Service. She's a witch. She has a black cat. She rides around on a broom delivering packages. It's actually pretty cute. I like that. It's one of those movies that's not. It's kind of subversive in that it looks like it's this cute movie, but it's got like, oh wow, there's a really nice message behind this. It's a nice butt, yes. Remember what Spinal Tap said, baby's got bum cakes, talk about bum cakes, my girl's got 'em. Big bottom, drive me out of my mind. How can I leave this behind? I wanted.
That's why you try to feed me pasta. Feed me pasta. And donuts.
You're the one who wants donuts.
I do want donuts.
You're the one who wants donuts.
I gotta make cookies though, so I guess I'll probably make cookies instead of donuts.
Does anyone remember 90s Rogues? Yes, all gorgeous, all hotter than hell. Rogue had a really good story. Rogue had a lot of struggles. Psylocke had struggles. Storm had struggles. Storm had weaknesses. They were all very vulnerable characters, very vulnerable human characters. Psylocke had her eyes replaced by robotic eyes, and they were making movies for the guy character Mojo. We were gonna put together a years ago a Spinal Tap tribute band, and at the end of every gig we would blow up the drummer. It wouldn't be just like, it would just be like a smoke bomb that would go off. It wouldn't be a pyrotechnic. Just maybe put an air hose behind with a bag of flour. Just to make a cloud, and you would just like fall over. Stumpy Peeps. Yes, he died. Rob is going to eat out the cookies. Don't.
This just in. Pirates of the Caribbean producer Jerry Bruckheimer believes a female-led reboot will come forward at some point.
Of course, he has to say that.
Yeah, or else he'll get Me Too'd out of Hollywood.
Yeah. The sweet part about Nausicaa and Kiki's, they both like men as people. Yeah, of course. There was the old guy in Nausicaa that was actually a really good character. He rode the ostrich or something. The strength and femininity Rob is giving females male characteristics diminishes the impact of what makes them strong. Yes, and unique characters in their own right. Yes. All right. Well, I'm gonna get up. So.
Yeah, my head's hurting, so that's why I'm like.
So should I buy Jedi Fallen Order for $5?
No.
No, why not?
You're never gonna play it.
That's true.
There's a new one coming though.
Yes.
Did you see the new one?
Yeah, I've heard about the new one. And we followed this guy his whole adult life. Imagine that.
You want that picture?
Dear God. Yeah, send me that picture. For $5, why not? Well, Rogue Troopers for $6. I mean, listen. All I really want, like I said, I like the age. I like living in this age of technology. I like growing up when I have in the 90s and everything. Okay, that's great. But you know what? I just wish I had one memory of the Beatles when they were together.
I wish I was 10 years older so I could have been a musician.
That's all I want. That's all I want. One memory of the Beatles together. Not the 95 reunion with Freeze a Bird. I would like to have seen the four of them in the same room. Because when I was a kid, they were already split up. There's a photograph of me at the age of like 3 or 4 with headphones on. Yes, Kirstie Alley. Sadly, we lost Kirstie Alley. Yes, she was a very attractive woman. Very funny, very good comedic actress. And, but, so the Beatles when they first played that first night at Sullivan Show, yeah. Like I said, I would just like one memory of them together. One memory of hearing an album for the first time. I really would like, that would be, have you seen... Excellent! I would like to see Luke, Han, Leia, and Chewie in one last ride, yes.
Man, thank you so much, $5 Streamlabs. What bothers me is all of Lucasfilm's characters are just stand-ins for Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes. Yep. That's right, they are.
Karen Kennedy.
That's right. All of them. And Poob is going to be one. I just said Poob. Oh, no.
Oh, did you see? You saw this one. You saw this stupid one. Why she got to go in with, like, you think they're going to put her, they're going to put her on something.
Yeah. Yeah. Get that mole lasered off, okay?
Oh, that's actually there. Well, you can put makeup over that, lady. That's where her clone didn't take right. She's one of the clones. She's one of the clone lizard people. We're getting old.
I'm having turkey neck. Turkey neck. I got turkey neck.
Oh, here. Did you show everybody where we were at? We're old. Where we were at.
Lemonheads?
Yeah.
I show them on my stream.
Your stream. Where the hell is it?
Yeah, I felt like that. I felt more like myself. Jeez.
Who, you?
Yeah.
What, you mean you felt more like yourself?
Yeah, I feel like, I was like, Philip was back in the 90s.
Right?
Evan Daniel from the Lemonheads. Oh my God, his voice was a bit rough.
Yeah, back in the 90s, man. I miss the 90s, man.
You ain't the only one. Ampeg. It's an Ampeg behind him.
God.
Now
that was like the last time I saw Ween. I'm like, if it just felt like I was back in the 90s.
Those are some pretty good pictures.
They still sound just... Well, we were literally right in front.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were literally at the very front of the stage. Because there was like 12 people in the audience.
I was a huge Beach Boys fan. You saw the Beatles and Ed Sullivan Show. Me too. Wish I could do that decade over again. It's like I said, the 90s. It's this weird. Gen X is this weird thing. We weren't old. We came along. All these technological advances came along too late for us to take advantage of them.
Yeah.
So that's that weird gap.
Yeah, we were too young to be hippies.
We're too young to be hippies. Yeah. But it's that weird thing though. Like it says, "Oh my God, what am I going to do with the internet?" Like just pay your bills by we paid bills without the internet, and we did shit without the internet. It could be done, not as easily, but it could be done.
Yeah, you just had to keep track of what you had. You had a little pile of mail, and you pay them either when they came in or once a month.
You write checks. You go down. You'd have to go to the bank. We still had ATMs.
Yeah, you had ATMs.
You go to the bank. You make a deposit.
Or you'd have direct deposit.
Or you have direct deposit. I mean, yeah. Listen, it could
checks for that.
It could be done. Not as easily as it back then. It'd be more difficult to do it back then. But if we could. World existed without computers, but at one point. So I mean.
Well, there were fewer people then.
Yeah. I mean, medical advancements made people live longer. I saw Ween in Boulder with my older brothers at the bar. The band opened for them was Dave Matthews.
Oh, wow.
In fact, you've been...
Which was the Fox? What year? Because I saw Dave Matthews... Ween and I think Dave Matthews might have played... No, it was Ween and Big Head Todd. They played up in Red Rocks. When I saw Big Head Todd and Dave Matthews in Fort Collins.
What is this? Hold on. The fact you've been to Liverpool, birthplace of the Beatles, and music in the vein of what they create is amazing. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I literally jumped off the tour bus when they passed the Cavern. So, I mean...
Because I saw Ween in Boulder, God, more times I can remember.
More
times I can count. They play at the Fox Theater. They play at the Ogden a lot. So I'm at the Ogden a ton. I'm walking down the street, in Liverpool. I was like, wow. I was in Denver.
This is it. This is where it all happened.
And I was getting off the plane. I was getting just flying over the Thames, landing into London, and I'm like, this is where like Diamond Head and Deep Purple and the Animals and all the bands and the Beatles and the Stones and everybody, like the Pink Floyd and everybody.
Pink Floyd.
Everybody are from.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's awesome! It's
Right?
It's awesome. Like I said, I'm walking down the street in Liverpool. I'm like, wow, the Beatles walked on these very streets, right here, these streets. And I turned the corner and said, but I don't think they ate at that Subway sandwich shop. I think that's new. So, remember the group Focus? I saw them front row since I don't remember them actually.
They did Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
That song with the yodel.
I remember it was amazing. Totally addicted to my phone now, and I hate it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm becoming a phone person too.
You're worse than me. You're arguing with Twitter.
I don't like, which I really don't like. All right, I'm gonna get up. $2. Beatles could meet all their fans in
$2.
Right? Thank you so much, Emphasize.
Oh, the screaming owls, mate. The screaming owls, mate. What are we gonna do? Running away from our fans. Running away from our fans. Yep, we run away from our fans, all right. Blimey.
Like I got it.
I want my $2.
Yeah, the music stuff's like my main thing. So.
You know what? Paul's biggest.
I just don't like talking about it because you can't monetize a lot of that on YouTube without.
Yeah.
Without playing the songs and then.
You know what Paul's biggest thrill was when the Beatles broke up? That was his biggest thing was buying his own Christmas tree. Because The Office, he said The Office used to buy it for him. And he's him when he moved in with Lynn, he goes, oh, saw it. They got him down the street for 10 quid. Let's go grab one. He said to him that was the big thrill, doing all the simple stuff, buying a Christmas tree, doing all that kind of stuff. Rob, if you're going to, if you see the Beatles, are you going to scream like a girl? Absolutely.
So that guy was 13. He was about 98. Matthews was completely hammered. Okay. 98. Yeah, so 98 they would have been... Shoot, what tour was that, probably? That was probably... that was in between... that was in between Mollusk and White Pepper.
Yeah.
If they came through.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did like the movie yesterday. I thought it was good for... Not great, but it was good enough. It was good enough for what it was. My brother Dave saw Paul with Wings in 76 at the Philadelphia Spectrum. And he said that when Paul took the stage, he actually did scream like a girl. He was still Beatle Paul back then, you know? Just sitting in the... Okay, I can't sing too much. All right, I'm going to get up and I'm going to... Maybe I'm going to play a little...
I'm probably going to wrap in a bit here because I want to...
All right, everybody.
I want to watch the other big stream that's going on. So
Love the Monkees. They were funny, yes.
You know, I was playing him a lot of Monkey songs he had never heard before. Like the original, like the first recorded version of Words, which is like super duper trippy. They use a lot of that like backwards tape effects like the Beatles used to. And because it was probably like right after Sgt. Pepper came out, probably, right? Is that when that came out? Ugh, crying out loud.
All right.
The Monkees were great.
I'm getting up. You know that? I'm getting up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get up right now.
Was it the Mollusk tour? Okay. Because I saw them play in the Mollusk tour. One of the nights I saw them in... I want to say Fort Collins they were playing. Or I got on the guest list and I couldn't get in. So I sent my mom in for one of their nights on the Mollusk tour. But by then I was like super into I was like super eager to go and watch the Misfits. So I might have missed one of the nights.
Pleasant Valley Sunday was a ripoff Pele. Who you called? Carole King wrote Pleasant Valley Sunday.
Mm.
It was funny. It was the thing on the Flintstones. You said that when the hillbilly cousins came, there's got to be some way to get rid of them, Fred. Oh well, no. I've tried everything. They don't seem to hate anything except bug music. Bug music? I can't stand bug music.
What's bug music?
It was supposed to be the Beatles.
Oh.
Bug music. Oh my goodness, bug. And so they all put on the wigs. I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. They said, yeah, yeah, yeah. He said, yeah, yeah, yeah. Them damn insects are following us.
So Emerson, Lake and Palmer at Fort Collins.
All right, everybody. I will see everybody later. Okay, I am gonna go.
I'm probably gonna wrap
downstairs. I don't know what to do.
Well, we'll work on the Willow thing. Let's work on the Willow trailer. I remember that Packard Excellence. Which one do you remember? But yeah, the Mollusk tour is like 97. I liked their Dumb Country tour. It was more fun. And then like White Pepper, I kind of came back around. But I kind of went in and out of like listening to them in phases because after like 97, they kind of took sporadic time to do albums. God, they need to do a new album. They need to do a new album. That'd be great. That'd be great. Because they broke up for a long time, and then I finally got to see them. God, I got on the guest list in Milwaukee because we were living in Wisconsin then. It was like 2 days before we moved back to Colorado, and we saw Ghost in Chicago, and then we saw Ween in Milwaukee like the next night. And I'll just say, Ween now sound about the same as they did then. They just have more songs. So I highly recommend if you're a fan. But they're one of those bands like don't see them for the memes songs. See them if you're like they're a music geek band sort of band. Yeah. It's like when we saw Evan Dando. He didn't do the Mrs. Robinson cover, and I'm perfectly okay with that because I'm more of a music geek, and it was perfectly fine just listening to him play on the 12 string. So, but I'm one of those. like I said, I'm a music geek. I'm kind of, I don't know if I'm like sad or not that because he's supposed to, on the Lemonheads tour, they're going to have Juliana Hatfield allegedly on some of the stops later on. Like, yeah, I would have probably seen her, maybe. I don't know. Since I first heard DMB, I've been a huge fan. DMB. What is DMB? DMB. What was DMB? Is that a, am I too high for that one? Because, see, I started listening to, a few months, like, probably, well, when did Push Your Little Daisies? That was on Beavis and Butthead. I'm like, okay, well, their singer's cute. They're both kind of cute. And, don't tell anybody I said that. But I didn't really actually start listening to them until Chocolate and Cheese came out, which probably was around, just not too far after. And that's because the radio station ended up playing like half of it. So then I went back and got Pure Guava, and then I got like the Pod and Godwin Satan and Dave Matthews Band. Okay. Just popping out for some weed. Hello, David Morris. See, Dave Matthews Band. Like, Dave Matthews, I saw them because Big Head Todd opened for them, and I wanted to see Big Head Todd. Funny thing, we were at the Lemonheads concert, and we were talking to some people who had seen Big Head Todd and the Monsters recently, and they're like, oh yeah, Big Head Todd are really, really good. I'm like, yep, I know. I saw them in 96. They were really, really good. They're not just like a 2-hit wonder band. They're actually, they're like a legit good group. So there's a lot of underrated of those 90s bands, though. Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to go and like listen through some more of our weird 90s obscure shit. I don't know. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to go and pop into the drama of some beanied person's family member spilling some beans. And I will see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye!